Hello everybody, welcome to day 2 of the 2024 D23 Expo recap, where today we're going to be recapping all of the amazingness that is going to be happening with the Disney parks in the maybe not very, but in the near future. We are going to be seeing so many new things. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to keep this as brief as possible, but at the same time, I'm so excited about so many of these things that I probably will ramble on and on for some of these things. Other things I'm excited about, but I might not experience anytime in the near future, so we're probably going to kind of glaze over those and focus more on the things, because we mainly cover Walt Disney World on this channel with some Disneyland. They'll be focusing more on those things. So let's kind of go in the order of how they actually went through and announced all the different things today, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget some stuff, and I think the best way for me to go is just in the order that it happened. So let's start off with Avatar. That's right, we are going to be getting a brand new Avatar land found over in Disney California Adventure. Now, there are a few different pictures that they shared of this new land, with some of them being ride photos and other ones being the actual land itself. And let me tell you, if this land is as big as it looks, I don't know where they're going to put it. But I do have a few theories. We're going to talk about theories as we go through here today too. But I think one of them could be the Hollywood backlot area, mainly due to the fact that it's not the most well-used area of the park. But at the same time, looking at the large scope of this land, I don't think that's going to be where it's going to be. There's a parking lot that's on the other side of Harbor, the street that's over there by the entrance of Disneyland. And that parking lot is actually owned by Disney, and I wonder if they would do some sort of tunnel system to go from California Adventure to across the street to the back portion of that parking lot and bring guests over that way. I don't know how realistic that is, but at the same time, looking at the picture of how big this land is, it might be the only option they have for this. But the ride photos kind of make it look like it is going to be the ride technology of the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction in Shanghai. They didn't announce if that is it or not, but at the same time, from the pictures, it kind of looks like that might be the same type of ride experience that we will be going through. And I've never experienced Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai, but I've always heard amazing things about it. Also, over in Disney California Adventure, we got the announcement of a brand new attraction, which is going to be Coco themed. Not like hot cocoa. That's right, we are talking about Coco, the smash hit that Pixar created quite a few years ago now. Well, maybe not quite a few years ago, but within the last 10 years. But Coco is one of those amazing attractions that I think deserves more love, and I absolutely love everything about the film. And I always liked when they added Mickey's PhilharMagic, had that Coco scene was added back in 2021. So I think having a Coco themed attraction could be a great ride, and I'm excited about it. I'm probably not going to ride it immediately because I'm, based in Disney World, but I will be experiencing it at some point in the near future, and I cannot wait to experience it. In addition to that, we did get news that we will be having a brand new nighttime parade here at the Magic Kingdom. And I know what you're thinking, is this a big deal? Yes. Yes, it is. This is actually one of those things that I've talked to so many different people about in the past, where if you are a Walt Disney World local, if you are a Walt Disney World local and are used to the parks from back in the mid 2010s and earlier, you've probably experienced things like Spectro Magic or the Main Street Electrical Parade, and it has been kind of a sad thing that we don't have a nighttime parade. I'm not a huge parade fan, but I always enjoyed those nighttime parades. So the fact that we are going to have a brand new nighttime parade coming back to the Magic Kingdom is going to be an amazing thing for guests to experience. It also helps clear out the park at the end of the night, because a lot of people are either waiting for the parade, so you can go on lots of rides, or they're waiting for the fireworks, or they're waiting for the second parade if there is a second parade that night. And overall, I'm excited. We are going to see what is going to be, coming about this, or coming with this parade. But overall, I think it's going to be a great experience for everyone. Going across the pond over to France, we did get news that there is going to be our very first ever ride-through of the Lion King. It is going to be a Lion King attraction, and it kind of looks like a flume ride, which is pretty cool. I don't know if this is going to be going through and telling the entire story of the Lion King, or if it's going to be like Tiana's Bayou Adventure and telling a different part of the story. But overall, I think it looks like a fun attraction. I think Disneyland Paris has been getting a lot of love in the last few years, and I think it's well deserved. I've been out to Disneyland Paris once, and I enjoyed my time immensely, but I always felt like I was missing a little something at the second park, and the more they've been adding to the park, I think it's just becoming more of a travel destination that I want to go back to sometime in the near future. Our next news is one of those things that I never thought we would see, and the fact that I'm going to see this and you're going to see this is absolutely incredible. I think this might be, I could be wrong, but thinking ahead, I think this might be the only thing that is coming to Disneyland Park. We've had a lot of California Adventure stuff, but I think this might be the only thing that's coming to Disneyland Park. And we are going to be getting a brand new attraction which features an audio animatronic of Walt Disney himself. This is going to be an attraction that's going to open up next year called Walt Disney: A Magical Life, and it's going to be found over at the Main Street Opera House at Disneyland Park. That's going to be where Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is. When the attraction first opens up, it will exclusively be Walt Disney: A Magical Life, and then eventually it will have it so they're interchanging shows. So every other show will be either the Walt Disney Show or Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, which I actually think is a really cool thing, because you can kind of stick around and do a double feature and get two amazing attractions. Well, I'm assuming this is going to be amazing. But in this, we are going to be going into the office of Walt Disney and having it so we are actually seeing Walt Disney talk. And the fact that we finally have an animatronic of Walt Disney, I'm sure did not come too easily to the Imagineers. I'm sure that there was a lot of love and care that went into this decision, and I am excited to see exactly what comes about with it. But I feel like a lot of us, the first time we see that animatronic, there'll probably be a lot of tears in the audience. So we will see how we all go about our lives after we see Walt Disney in person in some way, shape, or form. Okay, our next thing is something that we didn't know was going to come about because of the D23 event that happened last November, but we are getting Tropical Americas at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, with this brand new land, we are unfortunately losing an old land. Oh, and I think if you are a regular person who watches my videos, you probably know how much I love Dinoland USA. I'm currently writing a book about Dinoland USA because Dinoland USA has so many details. It's got such a great history. There's so much stuff to see and do that most people just don't realize is there. But unfortunately, a lot of people never really paid attention to those details, and that's why it's going away for Tropical Americas. But with Tropical Americas, we are going to be getting an Indiana Jones attraction. And I know what all of us have been thinking since they first announced that there would be an Indiana Jones attraction coming to Animal Kingdom. Yeah, it's going to be an exact copy of the one that's over in Disneyland. But we're wrong. We are completely wrong. This is actually going to be a brand new Indiana Jones experience. It might be the same track. I'm guessing it's going to be the same track, but it might be a brand new experience and a brand new storyline that is going to be unfolding before our eyes while we are over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, Indiana Jones actually does have several different attractions around the world. Obviously, we've got the one over in Disneyland. We've also got the show at Disney's Hollywood Studios. There's also a roller coaster over in Disneyland Paris. So it's going to be exciting to have a brand new Indiana Jones story for us to experience. In addition to that, inside of the Tropical Americas, we are going to have it so there's going to be a brand new attraction that takes us through the story of Encanto, following Antonio's story on the day that he received his magical gifts. Now, obviously, with Antonio having the ability to go through and talk with the animals, it just makes sense to have it so this attraction would be placed inside of Animal Kingdom. I also had a lot of people who are going through and telling me about this amazing carousel that is going to be added into the area. Apparently, in this carousel, there's going to be several different animal Disney characters hidden about it. But I haven't seen anything solid. Apparently, they're going to be showing the carousel during the expo tomorrow if you go over to the Imagineering area. So if you're listening to this and you are, in the area, make sure you go check that out because it is going to be well worth your watch. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. Just go experience it. Okay. In addition to that, we did find out that we will have Tiana's Bayou Adventure opening up over in Disneyland this November, and we also found out about Zootopia, the attraction. Now, Zootopia, the attraction is not going to be like what we have over in the international parks with an entire themed land based around Zootopia, but we are going to be getting that 3D Zootopia attraction that we were promised last year, and unfortunately, again, very sad, it will be taking the place of It's Tough to Be a Bug. The only thing I don't like about these announcements is the fact that we do have It's Tough to Be a Bug going away and Dinoland USA going away, because Disney World is so massive. There are so many different places that we could put these attractions, so it's just sad to me that we have to get rid of something to get something new in some cases, but that's not going to be all the cases. So just hold on tight because things are going to get crazy. So we also heard a little bit about 2 new lounges that are going to come. One of them we already heard about back in November during that D23 event. That is going to be the Pirates Lounge, which is going to be found over in Adventureland based off of Pirates of the Caribbean, helping enhance the story a little bit further. And I have been talking to people about this recently. Actually, just like last week, I was talking to someone about this, and they thought that I was making it up. And I was like, no, like they announced it back in November, and they're like, it's probably not going to be. But guess what? They have confirmed that it will be for sure. In addition to that lounge, there is another lounge, and that's actually the only thing that we have announced for Epcot, and that is a Spaceship Earth themed lounge. So this looks like it's going to be up in the old Siemens lounge, because Siemens used to be the sponsor for Spaceship Earth, so there used to be a lounge there for people who worked for Siemens that were at Epcot, so that they could go up, sit back, relax, and enjoy the day. And if you're ever over by the Dreamer statue with Walt Disney, you can actually see these windows on the backside of Spaceship Earth facing out towards World Showcase. That is actually the lounge there. So this lounge is now going to be a brand new lounge for us all to enjoy. Of course, we have to get reservations or wait in a long line. But let's go over to some of the big stuff, because the next announcements they made were the things that got me the most excited. And I know what you're thinking. You've already seemed pretty excited about a lot of this stuff. I'm excited about all this stuff, people. But Disney's Hollywood Studios. This has been a rumor since way before I moved down here 15 years ago, or 14 years ago. But about 15 years ago, we first heard the rumors that there was going to be a roller coaster found in Disney's Hollywood Studios themed around Monsters, Inc. And in my mind, an amazing idea, because we have that amazing section of the movie where the things come down, they pick up the doors, and then of course Mike, Sully, and Boo are getting chased by Randall, and it's just, this big crazy thing. And people have always talked about this attraction being a thing, and we've never gotten it. But now we are. And not only are we getting this attraction, it is going to be the first roller coaster in Disney parks that's going to be a suspended roller coaster, aka you're actually hanging from a bar above you. And then that seems cool. But the coolest part is it's not just a ride. It's a land. That's right. We are getting an entire land themed around Monsters, Inc. Now, there are a few different theories online about where this is going to go. Actually, I've only seen one theory online. Every single person I've talked to has talked about how this is probably going to go where Star Wars Launch Bay is. I think that seems like a good possibility. However, there's a ton of land over by Muppet Vision and Mama Melrose. If you go back, that used to be part of the Streets of America behind where we can find Galaxy's Edge at. And I feel like that might actually be the best spot for this land. I don't know if it's actually going to, happen in that area, but I could see that happening in that back area, mainly due to the fact that we are, that's where the Star Wars Hotel is. So I feel like they could get rid of the space where the Star Wars Hotel is and have enough creative flow to build this brand new land with an attraction. I am so excited about that. In addition to that, because, Life just can't get better than that, but guess what? It can. Cars, aka Lightning McQueen, Mater, are coming to Walt Disney World. And I know you're thinking, well, we already have Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. Actually, no one's thinking that. I feel like I'm one of the few people who's ever done that attraction. I've thought there's so many locals who are like, wait, that's a thing? Yes, it's a thing. But no, we're not talking about that. We are talking about Lightning McQueen and Mater going on an adventure. Because there's nothing more thrilling than going off in the frontier on a nice ride exploring the Wild West. And that's exactly what they are going to be doing. Because we are getting a Cars Land, but it's not going to be a Cars Land like the Cars Land that we have over in California Adventure, which features Radiator Springs. But this one is actually going to be focusing on a brand new storyline with that's right, two attractions for guests to enjoy. Overall, I'm very excited about this. I love Cars Land. I think Cars Land is one of the most well done lands that Disney's ever done. And the fact that we're going to get like a sequel to the land is pretty cool. And I cannot wait to see exactly what is going to be in store. But this is going to be past Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So this is going to be part of that project that we heard about that's going to be called Beyond Big Thunder Mountain. And I am extremely excited to see not only a new land, but also an expansion, like a bigger expansion of the Magic Kingdom. I loved when we got New Fantasyland, but getting more land, amazing. Our next thing that we learned about is something that I kind of felt like we might get sometime in the near future, but the fact that we're getting it now is mind-blowing to me, because we were given the announcement that the Disney Cruise Line will be getting an expansion of 4 more ships between the years 2027 and 2031. Now, this is in addition to the 5 ships they currently have. Okay, so that brings us up to 9, plus the other 4 ships that they're working on. So this is going to bring us up to 13. That's right, 13 different cruise ships. And I talked to someone who said that, yes, it seems exciting, but I don't know if this is really worth it because Disney Cruise Line is so expensive and blah, 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 blah. However, think about this. When 13 ships are going around the world on crazy adventures and we're all having a lot of fun, the great thing about this is because there are more rooms available now, that means the prices of the rooms might actually start to go down because we have 13 different ships that are constantly sailing around the world. And because of that, the prices might not be as bad as they seem right now, because every time they've opened up a new ship in the past, some of the older ships like the Magic, the prices do decrease a little bit because they're trying to get more people on the old ships in addition to the new ships. So when we have 13 ships, I feel like I'm going to be practically living on a cruise line, or broke, one of the two. No matter what, I'm going to be extremely financially irresponsible over the next few years. Our next announcement was about Star Wars Smuggler's Run, or Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, both at Disneyland and over here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, where we are going to be getting a brand new storyline. I don't know if it's going to be, I haven't heard yet, if it's going to be just the new storyline or if it's going to be 2 different storylines. But this one will feature the Mandalorian and Grogu from, of course, the television series The Mandalorian. Overall, I think anytime that you can do something like what Star Tours does, where every time you go on an attraction, you have a brand new experience, is A-okay in my book. It allows people to have it so the re-ride value becomes that much more important, and they want to go back on the ride over and over and over again. So the next announcement we got was about 2 different spots in Shanghai and Hong Kong where superheroes are going to be expanding a little bit more. So we're going to be getting 2 new Spider-Man roller coasters, or Spider-Man rides, but one of them is going to be a roller coaster, over in those 2 parks, over in Hong Kong and Shanghai. Both of the concept arts for this look really cool. I would love to go out there and experience those rides, but we're going to have to wait for the rides to open, unfortunately. We also learned a little bit about the brand new attraction that's going to be coming into Disney California Adventure. So again, we are back at Disney California Adventure. And over here, we're going to have it, so there's going to be the Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab, where guests are going to be able to go on a training mission, and each training mission could potentially have it so you are being trained by a different Avenger. And yes, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to relive his glory days of Tony Stark / Iron Man for this attraction. So overall, I think it could be potentially a really cool attraction. I do like the Spider-Man ride that's out there right now, but at the same time, there's not a whole lot to do in Avengers Campus in California Adventure. I like walking around there, but I wish that there was more attractions. So I'm happy that we are going to be getting another attraction. Our final bit of news is something that has been rumored since I did my college program back in 2004. Since the dawn of the internet, people have been talking about this. A lot of times they have said it is most likely going to be an entire theme park, but we are getting a land. And this is going to be, again, beyond Big Thunder Mountain, over at the Magic Kingdom. We are going to be getting a brand new Villains Land. That's right. The villains are taking over the kingdom, and I am all about it. I cannot wait. We're going to get 2 different attractions. We don't know what attractions they're going to be. However, the 2 songs that were featured there were Be Prepared from Lion King and also Poor Unfortunate Souls from The Little Mermaid. So does that mean it's going to be themed around The Little Mermaid and mainly Ursula and The Lion King / Scar? I don't think so. I feel like maybe people are looking too far into the songs, and I feel like there might be a little bit more to it. In the land itself, in the concept art, you can see pictures of Maleficent's castle off in the distance, along with Maleficent in her dragon form off on the side as well. And it looks like in the distance you can find a roller coaster. I'm not positive, but that's what it looks like to me. And I asked one of my friends, and they confirmed too. They think it looks like a roller coaster too. So I think we'll be getting a brand new roller coaster inside of the Magic Kingdom in Villains Land, and then probably a dark ride as well. Overall, I'm sure I probably forgot something in all of my, blobbity blob. I can't even think of the word right now, but we're doing this in one take right now, and I'm very impressed that I am finally stuttering over my words. Overall, I am extremely excited about all these different announcements. I cannot wait to see what the Imagineers have in store for everything, for the international parks, for the Disneyland park, and also here at Walt Disney World, and of course the cruise line as well. There is so many things to look forward to that I just cannot wait. And so what I want you guys to do is let me know in the comments, tell me 3 different things that you are most excited for with these announcements. I think for me personally, I am extremely excited about Monsters Inc. Land. I love Monsters Inc. I think the characters in Monsters Inc. are hilarious. So the fact that they're going to be coming to a real life form is going to be a really cool experience. In addition to that, a Villains Land, amazing idea. The fact that this has been one of those rumored things on the internet since the days that the internet was created, the fact that we are finally going to be getting a Villains themed land, I cannot stress how excited I am about that. And then finally, Cars Land. I love Cars. I think Cars is a great franchise, but the way that the Imagineers knocked it out of the park with the first Cars Land, I cannot wait to see what they do with this one here at Walt Disney World as well. As always, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We will come back to you tomorrow, maybe with more updates from D23. Let me know what else you want to hear with D23 and different announcements that we're going to be finding in the near future. But like I said, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you once again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone, and oh yeah.